Graduation days represent the highlight of the university year. Such occasions enable us publicly to recognize and reward student achievement. They also provide the opportunity for graduates to receive their well-earned accolades from parents, partners, and friends. My warmest congratulations to all those receiving awards today. All of you will have had to negotiate many obstacles, professional and personal, in order to complete your individual courses of study. For some, it will have been a particularly hard and difficult path to tread. Attaining things which are really worthwhile, however, is rarely an easy task, and your success is therefore particularly to be commended. And don't forget, you now belong to the ever-growing network of alumni of the University of Luton. As members of the academic family, therefore, please do stay in touch and keep us informed of your achievements and successes. My very best wishes for the future.
Please be seated. Good morning and a very warm welcome to you all today. This is a celebration for all the students, or perhaps I should say former students, who are graduating today. It is your day, and one which I am delighted to see you sharing with so many family and friends. We are privileged yet again to have the use of St. Mary's Church, which provides such a wonderful setting for this ceremony. And I would like to thank the Vicar of St. Mary's, the Reverend Nick Bell, for making the church available to us. However, we have over 100 graduates with us today, or potential graduates with us today, and we need to get on with the show. I'm delighted that our guest of honour today is Mr. Paul Kehoe, Managing Director of Luton Airport, a man on whom we are becoming increasingly dependent, both as the largest local employer in Luton and, for all of us, as the provider of a key service to millions of passengers who use Luton Airport. I will now ask the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean of the Faculty of Creative Arts and Technology, Mr. Stephen Mortimer, to introduce the guest of honour and invite him to present the degrees in due course. Stephen.
President, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, today is a day of celebration for our graduates, their guests, and for the university. One of my duties today is to introduce our guest of honour, Paul Kehoe. However, before I do so, it is a tradition on these occasions to reflect on the past year. The university is now 9 years old. And like all newly promoted teams, we start at the bottom of various league tables. However, over those 9 years, we have climbed up to be in the top half of the new university sector. Success of various quality audits, rated excellent in teaching, strong research base, and best of all, coming top of the graduate employment table for the second consecutive year. Of course, you probably know this already. We're never shy in sharing good news with you. However, what you may not be aware of is how international the university has become. 1 in 3 of our full-time students are now international. There are over 2,000 international students from 90 countries. And this has had a major impact on our global view of teaching and research. Many of our lecturers are frequent users of airports around the world and have developed a knowledge of culture and teaching methods. And the impact of the town is considerable, with an inward investment of £50 million per annum and over 1,000 full-time employers. Today's graduation is to celebrate students from the Department of Computing and Information Systems, which includes electronic engineering. Under the leadership of the head department, Dr. Malcolm Keach, major progress has been made in all aspects of the department. With over 1,000 registered students, including 200 master's students, it is a major part of the university's work. Plus collaboration teaching in exotic places like Shenyang, Beijing, Oman, New Delhi, and more recently, Milton Keynes. Computing courses are consistently under review. The rate of change in technology requires a university to develop its curriculum, purchase new equipment, and develop its academic staff. And computing is also involved in commercial activities, working with the local business community and a busy employer panel. The use of computing in society affects all of our lives, gathering information and processing operations. Whether it is a new computer system for air traffic control, retail on the internet, market research, etc., we are all affected by computers. Our graduates today have recognized that fact, and their work in the future will have an effect on all of us. It has been an outstanding year in terms of first-class honours, master's degrees, graduate employment, and we see from this a large intake in the first year joining us in 2 weeks' time. They will have a lot to live up to compared to the graduate class of 2002. Every graduate has their own story to tell, the challenges they have overcome. Mature students balancing home responsibilities with study, part-time students balancing work and study, full-time students working part-time to balance the books, international students many miles from home, the stress of dissertations and final exams. However, today hopefully makes it all worthwhile. So on behalf of the staff, many congratulations and our respect to the 2002 graduates. Turning now to Paul Kehoe, and continuing the theme of international travel, I welcome our guest of honour. Paul Kehoe is the Managing Director of London Luton Airport, a major success story. The airport has grown substantially over the past 5 years from 1.9 million passengers to currently 6.5 million passengers per year, and the opening of a new terminal. The airport has ambitious plans for the future, and are a critical part of the integrated transport policy, linking rail, road and airport together. However, sensitive to sustainable development and environmental issues, the airport works for the wider community and policy makers. Paul Kehoe, as you'll probably guess from his accent, was originally from Liverpool like myself. We seem to be everywhere in the south. He started his career by joining the Royal Air Force in air traffic control. Now, most air traffic controllers I know move on to become after-dinner speech circuit. However, Paul moved on to Serco Aviation and British Aerospace. He joined the present owners of the airport, TBI plc, in 1997 as Managing Director of Belfast International Airport, and moved to his present role in 1999. In 2001, he was invited to join the main board of TBI plc as Operations Director. TBI is the world's largest public quoted owner-operator of regional airports, with an interest in 26 regional airports, predominantly in the USA and UK. An advocate of lifelong learning, Paul gained an MBA from Warwick University in 1990. Today's roll call of students will be made by Simon Atkinson, Principal Lecturer in Computing, and no stranger to overseas travel himself on behalf of the university. He has been practicing his pronunciation for some days, so good luck to Simon. It is now my pleasure to invite Simon to present our students to our guest of honour, Paul Kehoe.
Mr. President, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the recipients for the award of Artificial Intelligence Bachelor of Science with Honours First Class, Campbell Hooper. Bachelor of Science with Honours, David Holes and Dimitra Vista. For the award of Artificial Intelligence and Computer Science, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Nick Rutherford. For the award of Artificial Intelligence and Computer Visualization and Animation, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Howard Young. For the award of Business Information Technology, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Richmond Ajay Richard Field and Stephen Finney. Emin Kurt, Mark Lee and Anna Maffo. Helen McLaughlin, Stephen Morris and Fiona Quinn. Bimal Shah and Malcolm Wabara. Bachelor of Science, Dalvinder Jaghara and Malik Mia. Certificate of Higher Education, Pavita Jagpal. For the award of Communication Systems Design, Bachelor of Engineering with Honours First Class, Stephen Farrow and Kevin Noling. Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, Sajid Hussain and Jason Manning. Bachelor of Engineering, David Hornsby. For the award of Computer Applications, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Apostolos Karanaskos and Ashish Modi. Bachelor of Science, Lasitha Jyotiratne and Shagufta Khalik. For the award of Computer Applications and Marketing, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Sayeeda Begum. For the award of Computer Applications and Mathematics, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Yar Essel and Sophia Fatima. For the award of Computer Applications and Media Technology, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Abdul Azad. For the award of Computer Science, Bachelor of Science with Honours First Class, Margaret Kunhir and Rakesh Patel. Bachelor of Science with Honours, Adebola Adenubi, Stephen Clark and Benjamin Hall. Kevin Hattel, Amar Hijani and Jennifer Jacob. Peter Kelly, Daniel Lim and Hitan Kumar Mandalia. Kashif Munawar, Valentine Namyak and John Paul O'Hare. Jonathan O'Shea, Gurprinda Pada and Ruth Truslove. Manish Valsani, Stacey Vigilance and Don Vince. For the award of Computer Science with Accounting, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Raju Musa. For the award of Computer Science with Business, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Emma Oshinbolu. For the award of Computer Science and Computing Interaction Design, Bachelor of Science, Danesh Kumar. For the award of Computer Studies, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Connor Griffin. For the award of Computer Systems Engineering, Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, Tamara Abdul Wahab, Evstratios Ilias and Neil Stokes. For the award of Computing, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Genevieve Elaine and Ibrahim Nategi. Mazar Rahman and Syed Shah. For the award of Computing Interaction Design, Bachelor of Science, Kuldeep Gabri. For the award of Computing and Information Technology, Bachelor of Science with Honours, First Class, John O'Brien. Bachelor of Science with Honours, Adeniki Adepoju, Robert Hudson and Felix Saki Clark. For the award of Computer Visualization and Animation, Bachelor of Science with Honours First Class, Janus Buddha, Mark Hooper and Mohammed Khan. Bachelor of Science with Honours, Alexander Ball and Kevin Davis. For the award of Electronic Systems Design, Bachelor of Engineering with Honours First Class, Anthony Ingram. Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, Timothy Sameki. For the award of Information Systems Development, Bachelor of Science with Honours First Class, Prakash Asani and Judith Quashie. Bachelor of Science with Honours, Irfan Ahmed, Rukshana Ahmed and Lisa Berlin. Tahira Chaudhry, Salih Chowdhury and Rahisa Hussain. Shazad Mohammed, Matthew Quinn and Quazad Ratha. Shaba Shah and Vipul Vagama. Bachelor of Science, Philip Adams and Katerina Chatsipatasi. Anika Qureshi and Rehana Taslim. For the award of Information Systems Networking, Bachelor of Science with Honours First Class, Mohammed Ayub. Bachelor of Science with Honours, Siti Zuraina Abedin, Khalil Ahmed and Jean-Marc Bani. Nicholas Kontong and Ioannis Panagopoulos. For the award of Internet Applications and Mathematics, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Homara Beg. For the award of Mathematical Sciences and Business, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Siti Zuraini Haji Zainal Abidin. For the award of Mathematics and Statistics, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Sarah Forian. For the award of Mathematics and Sport and Exercise Science, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Helen Rogers. For the award of Software Engineering, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Robert Davies. For the award of Business Information Technology, Higher National Diploma, Dawn Hind and Sarah Jones. For the award of Computing Higher National Diploma, Nadia Mumtaz and Nicola Stanton. For the award of Media Technology, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Jonathan Barton and Simon Carlin. Matthew Dennell and Christopher Stocker. For the award of Media Technology with Photography, Bachelor of Science with Honours First Class, Hugh Merkin. For the award of Media Technology with Business, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Philip Down. For the award of Media Technology with Media Performance, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Gareth Lloyd. For the award of Information Systems Development, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Akhil Ditta. For the award of Computer Science, Bachelor of Science with Honours, Jose Iglesias and Zahil Akrim. Mr. President, it now gives me great pleasure to present to you the Special Prizes Awards. The first one is the recipient for the Marilyn Barton Prize for 2002. The Marilyn Barton Prize is awarded in memory of Mrs. Marilyn Barton, the former head of Access and Admissions, for her outstanding commitment to widening participation. This year's recipient is 32 years old and lives in Luton. He commenced the Access programme in 1988 and graduates in 2002 with a first-class honours degree in computer science with one of the highest scores in the 10-year history of the university, with 3 Grade A passes in the final year, including his final year project. In total, out of the 32 modules over 4 years, 14 were graded A, 14 B, and the remaining 4 graded C. His project was a mature and thoughtful piece of work concerning aspects of the digital divide in the UK and India. He showed real interest and enthusiasm in the issues raised by the gap between those who have access to computer technology and those who do not. His research was both original and thorough. Overall, it was considered an excellent piece of work by both the 2 internal and the external examiner. The 2002 Marilyn Barton Prize is awarded to Rakesh Kumar Patel. The second special prize is the Institution of Incorporated Engineers Prize for 2002. The recipient has been connected with the university since 1989 when he began his HND in electronics. On completion, he joined Continental Microwaves, where he still works and has become a highly respected engineer. He studied his degree mainly by work-based learning, involving considerable effort due to the demanding nature of his job, and achieved the highest overall grades ever achieved in a Luton electronics degree. In his spare time, he is a keen Luton town supporter and is involved increasingly in scuba diving, but we are not sure of the connection between the two. He is married to a Luton diplomat and has 2 children. The 2002 Incorporated Engineers Prize is awarded to Anthony Ingram. Mr. President, that concludes the presentation of the awards and prizes at this ceremony for the Faculty of Creative Arts and Technologies 2002.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, parents, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, yes, graduates, good morning. I'm very privileged to be your guest speaker this morning and to be able to be the first to formally congratulate you for all the hard work and all the efforts you put in to get here today. However, I do think it's important to thank a number of other people. Those people are the lecturers, the tutors, the university support staff who've also played an important role, and we should thank them. Indeed, your supporters, whether they be parents or partners or friends, have also helped. So well done to all of you, and give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. Before going much further, I think there's one thing you ought to know. I too have sat in chairs very similar to this, the ones you're sitting into today, listening to guest speakers waffle on for hours. Well, I'm not one of those people that gives long, boring speeches. Well, not long anyway. I'm acutely aware of the importance of this day in your lives, and I know that you'll want to spend time with your friends and family celebrating, so I'll try and keep it as short as possible. It's an important day, and it's incumbent upon me to reflect on the hard work you've undertaken, in some cases over the last 3 and 4 years, and perhaps offer some advice for the future. When asked to be guest speaker for the graduates from electronics and computing and information systems, I did think the Dean of the faculty had confused me with someone else. And whilst I'm honoured, I had to search back in the mists of time to remember when I first engaged in the then black art of computer studies, an option which I chose on my first degree course. To be fair, you could hardly call it a subject. I was an undergraduate geographer, and we learnt about programming by using a punch card, a card similar to the ones that your program's printed on today. And we'd take a wad of these cards into what can only be described as a boots or a chemist's photo processing lab, where an assistant in a white coat took the cards from you and processed them and gave you a time to when to pick the cards and your work up. So you came along a few days later looking for a masterpiece and realised that it wasn't the population density map of the USA, but in fact you'd actually produced a distribution map of wombats in Australia. How could it be so wrong? Well, it was a very quick way of learning about batch processing and quality control. Within the space of 1 year, we'd moved from batch processing on a huge, massive computer because the Department of Geography had obtained a Commodore PET computer, a desktop with some 10K of memory, That's 10K of total memory. It was hardly a golden age. Charles Babbage had only been dead 130 years, and the Colossus computer, built just after the Second War, was still in a room somewhere in Manchester. But my next brush with computing was in the Air Force, and they managed to select me for an automated data processing course. It was designed to give you an overview of the latest technology in air traffic control. Well, I had to understand Boolean algebra and logic gates. Perhaps I'm not sure. Perhaps it was Boolean logic and algebraic gates. I never could get the understanding quite right there. And I wasn't sure whether it was and or NAND nor, and the other terms that were used in computing. However, the highlight of the course was being allowed onto a real computer. It was called a Marconi Myriad. And this machine was capable of being programmed in machine code only, I think. And it calculated the aircraft flight levels and displayed them on a radar screen. It took me 2 days to get one line of 4 numbers to print on the screen. At that point, I thought I'd leave it to the experts. However, only 5 years later, in my business course at Warwick, we were using home PCs and Toshiba laptops to do our work. We had as much power in those machines as NASA had to put a man on the moon. And also, for a moment, just think, in 1941, it took several days for the world to understand what had happened at Pearl Harbor. But today, with ENG and the internet, the events of 9/11 last year were dissected and analysed in minutes. That's the change we've seen in the power of modern technology. In my own business at the airport, there are 4 real mission-critical systems. These systems make the place work, and without them we'd be in severe difficulty. First is the airport fire service. Not much technology employed there apart from those red fire engines, but the other 3 are quite important. The computerised baggage control and access system, the air traffic control system, and the flight management system. The most important of these, I think, for me, is the flight management system, not only because it tells us where the aircraft are in the airport, but it's the one that ensures we get paid by the airlines. Therefore, we rely on information technology and information systems professionals, people like the graduates sat in this hall today, in this church today, and probably contemplating their future careers. There is no doubt in my mind that we need, in business and industry, bright, inquiring minds. We need experts to become electronic engineers, technicians, and the software specialists who can deliver projects which will improve our lives. The key for greater prosperity and wealth creation around the world is for people like these people here today, with great ideas, to be able to take those ideas and actually deliver them. So my challenge to you graduates today is, once the partying's over, once you've got rid of the euphoria and the hangover, consider how you can start to put the skills you've acquired at this institution into practice. There is no doubt that it's a tough world out there, and if you thought the hard work was over, it's not. The real hard work begins today. But if you're up for it, you can make a great contribution to society, and at the same time, develop a worthwhile career for yourselves. The key, I believe, is setting a goal, or a series of mini-goals, which are readily achievable, and which you can work in your allied career to develop. You need to stick at it because, unfortunately, as I have found, there are many distractions on the way, but you need to keep accessing and targeting your goals. I was given a piece of some advice, which I will share with you today, that to succeed, you need a combination of things to make everything work. One is luck, and we all need that, but you also need to believe in yourself, and you need to find other good people to share your ideas with. It's great to have good individuals who can come up with great ideas, but it's teams that make things work. Great teams which strive to learn more, achieve more, and that's what life's about. We at the airport, whilst not directly involved in the events of 9/11 last year, had a crisis too that came out of that disaster. We coped because we had the best people able to respond together as a team to deal with a new reality. Society, business and industry needs bright people such as yourselves. People who can work for a common purpose. People who can improve their surroundings and the lot of others. So it's time for you to move on from this academic institution and put those skills, those things that you've learned here, to the test. And whatever you do, I wish you all the best. And may you have the luck to deliver what you need to deliver to make your lives successful. And so finally, long speech over, I'd like to congratulate you. And well done, you deserved your award today. Congratulations, thank you.
for joining us this morning and giving us a very interesting talk. I'm also very grateful to have met him because I'm flying to Scotland next Sunday, and if I've got any problem with my flights, I've got a very useful name to use to try and get preferential treatment. But I'm sure his words for the new graduates were most appropriate, and for any of you who want to stay on in Luton, you now know who to send your CVs to. I'm sure they'll be gratefully received. However, my best wishes to all those who are graduating today. Graduation ranks as one of the key milestones in your life, and it is a proud day for you and all the friends and relatives who are here to share your achievements. The University of Luton is not yet 10 years old, but its achievements in that short period are truly immense. In the league table of universities, as Stephen mentioned, it has a strong and improving position as one of the best of the new universities. Most importantly, for all of you graduating today, it has the highest ranking in terms of graduate employment. I would like to pay tribute to Di John, who announced a few weeks ago that she will be retiring next year, because Di has made a tremendous contribution to getting the university into the position it's in today. There'll be lots of opportunities for us around the university and at the university to wish him well in about 12 months' time. But given that the announcement was so recent, I thought it was appropriate to acknowledge the tremendous contribution that Di has made to this university. Finally, Sir Francis Bacon, who was a near local resident at St Albans, said some 400 years ago that studies serve for delight, for ornament, and for ability. You are enjoying today the delight of graduation, and after today's ceremony, you will have an ornament of letters following your name. But here at Luton, with its emphasis on vocational subjects, we focus on ability. By graduating today, you have demonstrated that you have ability. Whatever you do in the future, use that ability to the full. Good luck to you all, and enjoy this celebration of your success. Thank you very much for joining us today.